away from you in a negative vibration or negative energy, because everything is energy. So first of all, let's establish that everything is energy. Now, when you talk about strong emotions like fear, okay, like doubt, like resentment, guilt, shame, those things, those carry strong vibrations behind them because they are strong emotions. Good morning, guys. Good morning. So they carry strong emotions because they're strong feelings. Now, first you get the thought, then the emotion follows. So first you have to think the thought, then emotion comes, right? Now, things develop in the human being. Things grow, okay? So, good morning, Jay. Good morning, Karen. So, things grow within the human being. Why? Because we think, and the more we think, right, the more it affects us, because thought always precedes emotion. First you think the thought, then the emotion. The more you think the thought, the greater the emotion. Or let's say it another way. The more you think a variety of negative thoughts, the more you experience a variety of negative emotions that follow. Okay, so let's pick one. Okay, let's pick resentment. Okay, so resentment. Resentment is subtle anger. Okay, subtle anger, irritation, like grudge, when you hold grudges, right? And you hold it against someone or something. It doesn't have to necessarily be someone. It could be a thing. Okay, so resentment is described like we describe it like a hook that allows other people or other situations to control you. You know the old expression, they have their hooks in me, or you have your hooks in them. I don't know, it's a pretty old school thing. But anyway, but when you resent, you react, and when you react, you lose your calm. You lose your center. Let's say it another way, you lose your confidence. You lose your confidence? Yeah, of course. See, confidence is that calm, relaxed, centered feeling. When you have lost that, okay, now confidence can be lost like that. You can lose your confidence like this. You know, some people think they're confident people until something fearful happens. Until something big goes down, right? And then they get scared. Or they get tricked into becoming angry. If someone can pull you into anger, they can control you, and your confidence is gone for that moment. In that moment, your confidence disappears. Why? Because now you're angry. If someone can make you angry, right, they push you off your center. They push you out of your calm space because now you're angry. Anger cannot exist where confidence is, and vice versa. So now when you lose your calm, you lose your center, you lose your power. What is your power? Your power is your confidence. Your power is your calm. Your power is your clear. So when you're resentful, that's like being angry over a long period of time, because you resent something. And then when you see it, whatever it is, or whoever it is, right, it picks up again. Why? Because you're reminded. When you're reminded, what happens? It triggers the thoughts. And the thoughts do what? They trigger the emotion. And now you have the resentful thought, and then you have the resentful emotion that comes back. And now you're angry again. Now you're holding that grudge again. Now you're remembering what they did to you again, or what it did to you. It doesn't have to be a person. You can resent things. Some people resent money. Some people resent money because of what money has done to them, or the lack of. Some people resent the lack of money. And that only pushes money away. Whatever you resent, you're angry against. And whatever you're angry against controls you all day long, 24/7, 365. Now, judgment, right? Judgment means, now I'm not talking about evaluation, right? Because when we see things, we evaluate it immediately. I'm not talking about that. Okay? When you see something, you go, oh, that's that kind of person, right? You prejudge, right? We prejudge, but we evaluate first, right? Oh, she looks like a nice girl. Oh, he looks like a good guy. Oh, this looks like a good place to eat. Oh, that looks like a nice car. Okay. So instantaneously, right, we evaluate. But I'm not talking about evaluating. I'm talking about judgment. Judgment in this context that we're going to discuss means condemning, labeling, right? Deciding whether something is right, wrong, inferior, that kind of thing. Okay. When you judge while you're resentful, okay, so if you're in the process of resenting something and then you pass judgment on it, you become guilty afterwards. Because harsh judgment cuts you off from understanding. It's easy to understand with a clear mind. It's easy to understand in confidence. When you're clear, when you have clarity. But when you're resentful and then you judge something, so you're adding judgment to resentfulness or being resentful, then the result of that is going to be guilt. If you don't judge, you don't have to forgive. You won't feel guilty. Now, when you're in the state of resentment, judgment, just know that these are rooted in fear. Hi, Aura. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you. These are rooted in fear. Because if you don't fear, you don't resent. If you don't fear, you don't judge. It's only when something is a threat or something is feared that you pass judgment. If you perceive something to be a threat, if you perceive someone to be a threat, if you perceive, in that way, then you're judging in the negative. You're not evaluating, you're judging. And if you are judging, it will lead to guilt on the back end. So when you feel guilty, you have to forgive. Who do you forgive? Forgiveness in this sense, for the sake of our discussion, is to release yourself from the resentment. It's to release yourself from the judgment. So forgiveness is for you. It's not for the other person. You have to forgive to release yourself. So you remember how I always talk about the physical matrix, like this, right? When you're bound in the physical matrix, it's almost like you're in societal hypnosis. Because there's a calendar, right? There's a clock. There's a job to go to. There's these things that are all a part of the physical matrix. And there's a separation between the body and the spirit. And the spirit is what's in here. And your body carries that around. So when you hear religious people talking about Satan, just understand that Satan, in the proper context, means the opposer. It means the other side of things. There's the body and the spirit. The body is the one that sins, or the ones that, when they talk about sin, the body sins. The spirit does not sin. The body is Satan, the opposer. So, they say, well, Satan rules the physical world. Yeah, metaphorically, esoterically. But you belong in here. You're in here. That's your strength. That's where your strength lies. That's what makes us all one. When they say we are all one, that's what they're talking about. So if you're judging, if you're resentful is like a mild form of anger that extends for a long period of time. And if you become resentful, that anger is rekindled by the memory that is provoked by the thought that brings the emotion. So you have to forgive that, or you should forgive that. You don't have to forgive that. You can be angry, you can be resentful. But if you're wondering why your life just goes in a circle, it's because your subconscious has learned to be resentful. Your subconscious learns to be resentful. Your subconscious learns to judge. Your subconscious learns to be angry. Your subconscious learns to discriminate. Your subconscious learns to be pessimistic or optimistic. It's your choice. So what kind of seeds are you going to plant? This is how you plant the seeds. I am so happy and grateful now that I am optimistic. Thank you. There you go. But most people see this as too much of a hassle. It's too much of a bother. I'm not going to write this every day. That's too much of a bother. And that's why when I show people mine, right? Like this is the one that's the one I wrote this morning. I'm working on a new page. But this one is the one I show people, the one I'm done with. But this looks crazy to the average person. Like, what? You're writing every day? What? You're doing that? It's crazy. They're affirmations. These are instructions that I'm giving my subconscious. And in turn, my subconscious does what I want it to do. Because an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Have you ever noticed that if you leave your mind idle for too long, it starts to attack you? It will attack you. Why does it attack you? It attacks you through your subconscious. Because when you slow down, or when you stop, when you're idle, when you're just drifting, when you're just daydreaming, all it takes is one negative thought. Then you get another negative thought. Then you get another negative thought. Pretty soon, you start, right? You see? And a belief is a thought you keep thinking, so you believe these things. Eventually, the more you think them. And then you start to think, yeah, maybe this is like that. Maybe those people are against me. Maybe my boss is against me. Maybe these people are whatever the situation is. I'm just saying. This is subconscious activity that's going on in your mind. And it is pulling you down. And the reason it's pulling you down is because your subconscious. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rosanna. Thank you, Rosanna. Good morning. Or good afternoon, where you are. But this is all subconscious. Can you change it? Absolutely. Affirmations, meditation, vocalization, and visualization. Absolutely. I had very serious doubts with many things in my life. And they all started taking shape after I applied some mental discipline. Now, I don't normally use the word discipline, but I'm going to use it today. Mental discipline Okay? And confidence, clarity. Confidence is clarity. Confidence is relaxed, laid back, chill feeling inside. That's what confidence is. Confidence is not the guys in the gym that are like this, those big bad dudes. That's not confidence because you have a little 5'2" little Asian girl controlling them, making them go out of their mind. Are they confident? Is that confidence? That's not confidence. Confidence begins here, but the prison is also here. Confidence does not begin in the biceps or the triceps or the quads or the gym. It's nice to be strong. It's good to be strong. It's good to be healthy. It's good to have a big body. I used to work out every day. I do more walking now. So I'm not discriminating against people in the gym developing their muscles. That's a good thing. What I am saying is mental strength or mental discipline is a different animal. It's inner confidence in here. And when you develop this confidence within the physical matrix, it brings to you whatever you want. Whatever you want. Why? Because God is real, because God lives in here. The kingdom is within. Jesus Christ told you the kingdom is within. Krishna told you the kingdom is within. He said it in a different way. Gautama Buddha said it in a different way. But every holy book points to the kingdom in here. It's in the Quran. It's in the Torah. It's in the Bhagavad Gita. And these principles originated in the East, in India, way before they went to the Middle East. Way before they were in the Middle East. They originated in the East, in the Far East. So now, forgiveness. Forgiveness detaches you, okay? Forgiveness allows you to surrender. And you must surrender in order to forgive. What are you going to surrender? You're going to surrender the resentment. You're going to surrender the anger. You're going to surrender all the negative emotions associated with fear. Because if you're angry at someone, there's something about that person you fear. All negative emotions are rooted in fear. You're not afraid of them because they might physically harm you. There's something there though, right? There's something else that you may fear. That's not the only kind of fear. Maybe they're a threat to your job. Maybe they have a degree and you don't have a degree, and now there's resentment, and now there's fear, and now there's suspicion, and now there's envy, and now there's these things. So don't just look at fear like, okay, I'm afraid of them. They intimidate me. That's not the only kind of fear there is. So now when you forgive, you surrender that. You say, oh, I'm going to forgive them. When you say, I'm going to forgive them or him or her or it, when you say that, what you're saying is, I will no longer be a slave to resentment. I will no longer be a slave to judgment. Why? Because you're a slave to it. They control you if you're angry at them. They control you. I used to work in a very toxic work environment. Very, very toxic work environment. And I had to forgive a lot of things. And I also had to become the observer a lot. Which really helped because I brought my laptop to work. I had my laptop in front of me. And when I didn't want to engage or join in discussions, in energy, right? The focus would become my laptop. The focus would become something else. I would focus on something else. These are your distractors. Okay, these pull you into other things. Your eyes will pull you into other things. Your eyes will pull you into another reality. Your eyes will pull you into another perception. And in order to detach from that, you need to distract yourself, or just say it another way. Take your eyes off of it and look at something else and focus on that. Because if you focus on negativity, what are you going to get? Negativity. Humans are like chameleons. We are highly susceptible to influence. What influences you? Everything. Your subconscious is made up of all of your senses. Everything you see, everything you touch, everything you smell, everything you taste, everything. And your subconscious is 90% of the actions in your life are subconscious. 90%. So what that really means is your body does all of these things better than your conscious mind. Now all of these habits have been committed to your subconscious. Why? Because they're beliefs. Beliefs that shape your paradigm, that shape your actions, that give you results. Let's talk about the tree again. Okay, visualize a tree. The roots are your subconscious beliefs. Okay? A belief is a thought you keep thinking. You keep thinking the thought, it becomes a belief. Now it's in your subconscious as a belief. Now, and the subconscious learns in repetition. Now it repeats. Now your body knows how to do it better than you. And your beliefs form the trunk of the tree. The trunk of the tree is your paradigm. The fruits on top, okay, these are your actions that give you results. You shall know them by their fruits. You shall know them by their actions. This is why they say talk is cheap. Don't watch what people say. Don't listen to what people say. Watch what they do. Watch what they do. Actions speak louder than words. You will know them by their fruits. The fruits are the actions on the top of the tree. Those actions bring results. What kind of results do they get? Well, the universal law of correspondence tells us everything in here is displayed out here. If you're thinking good thoughts in here, okay, and beliefs are thoughts you keep thinking, and you keep thinking good thoughts in here, now you have good beliefs in here. Now your paradigm is constructed from those good beliefs. Now you probably see the world in a positive light, which creates positive actions up here. Now the results are positive, and the results are displayed out here. So if you're negative in here, guess what? Guess what's out here? Negative stuff. If you're poor in here, you're poor out here. If you are wealthy in here, you are wealthy out here. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, poverty consists of feeling poor. When you feel poor, guess what? You start to believe it, right? I am poor. That's who I am. That's what I am. Then what does your paradigm say? Your paradigm says, well, okay, I'm poor. So now I have this outlook on life that comes from poverty. So I'm looking at all these people that have stuff, and I resent them, or I judge them, right? They must be evil. They must be corrupt. They must be whatever, right? Okay. Those are negative thoughts. So guess what happens up here with the fruits on that tree, right? Negative actions. And then guess what happens out here? The results. Negative. Absolutely. If you see someone with a messy desk at work, guess where they're messy? they're messy in here. If somebody has a messy car, they're messy in here. If the results out here are not ideal, they're not ideal in here. If they're organized out here, guess what? They're organized in here. Everything out here is a reflection from what's in here. When I was young, I heard you better behave because you'll be a bad reflection on your parents. That was totally wrong. That's not true at all. That's not true at all. That was a statement of parents guilting children into being good. You can't guilt children into being good. That's like saying, I'm going to do something negative and expect something positive to happen. It can't happen. Good morning. Good morning, Afrocentric. Good morning. Good morning, Wolf to Wolf Dog. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning. Welcome, you guys. So, what is the proper expression? The proper expression is you are a reflection of your parents, not a reflection on your parents. You are a reflection of your parents because you are part them. You're part your mom and part your dad. And hopefully you evolve into a better version of your parents. Or let's say it another way, better than your parents were. If you come from an abusive situation when you were young, then don't abuse your children. Break the generational curse. Why is it a curse? It's a curse because of the subconscious. If all you know is abuse, guess what? When the next generation comes in, when you have children, you're going to be abusive. If you stop it, if you can be the bigger person to stop it and not participate in it, it will stop. And you will break that curse. It's not a curse like a witch's curse or anything like that. I'm just saying. A curse is something that happens in the subconscious. But you can put an end to that. You can stop it. You have the ability to do so. It doesn't have to be abuse. It could be anything. You know, maybe you have a family that eats a lot of sugar. And then you raise your children to be healthy. It could be anything. So we talk a lot about observing. We talk a lot about observation. Because you can see a thought. You can observe your thought. Humans can do this. Animals don't have that ability. They have that one outlook on life, and that's it. One way, one view. We can see ourselves in motion. I can observe myself right now speaking to you. It's a blessing and a curse. What's the blessing part? The blessing is you can observe yourself in motion. You can correct yourself in motion. You can forgive in motion. You can let go in motion. What's the bad part? You can judge yourself in motion. You can resent in motion. Okay? All of those things. All of the negative emotions can happen in motion. You can observe those things happening. And you can prevent it. Because you can observe it, you cannot participate in it. You can allow it to pass. I can't tell you how many arguments I've received in relationships, and I'm just standing there going, okay, all right, all right. and I allow it to pass. I don't engage with it. Sometimes I'll engage with it. But when you become the observer, when you learn to become the observer, when you become good at it, you select which ones you want to engage with and which ones you don't. You have that power. Some people tell me, oh, well, I get triggered. I don't have the restraint to do that. I can't help it. I just jump in. I just get pulled into it. I get sucked into it. You hear those things all the time, right? People say, I just get sucked into it. I just get pulled into it. No, you decided to engage with it. You decided to join with it. That's what happened. That's what really happened. Nobody forced you to do anything. Nobody has that kind of power over you. If they're deliberately sucking you into something, drawing you into something, we can say it another way, leading you into something, then you are being led and they have the power. You need to become the observer. You need to have the switch so you can shut it off. So you can shut off the emotional triggers. How do you do that? Affirmations, meditation, vocalization, and visualization. That's what I teach my clients. Now, my clients are a little bit different. I'm doing this for free for you. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm doing this for free for you. My clients are professionals. They're professional people. They deal with groups of people. They supervise groups of people. They work with departments, that kind of thing. Some of them are nurses. Some of them are doctors. Some of them are CEOs. Some of them are attorneys. But I call them high-performance professionals for a reason, because they have to operate at a higher level than, say, somebody like me who doesn't deal with a huge company. I don't have that responsibility. But I have them as a responsibility. But when they achieve flow state, okay, this is what you get from the kind of meditation that we give. Flow state is achieved through the thought process that we give. But when you achieve that, everything flows. Everything flows like this, okay? And how do you get everything to flow? It's not so much that you get everything to flow. Everything will flow if you eliminate the bad stuff, if you take away the nonsense. What am I talking about? Take away the resentment, take away the judgment, take away the fear, take away the guilt, take away the shame, take away the anxiety. Once you remove all of these things, what do you have? You have clarity. When I worked in toxic work environments, and there were a few, right? When I got back to my office, I would have to sit in my chair and I would have to meditate for 10 minutes. And meditate means chill time. Meditate means putting a divider between you and the drama, or you and the toxicity, the toxic work environment. So coming out of the toxic work environment, I had to go over here in my personal space, in my office, in my chair, and do the meditation and sit still and close my eyes and detox from the energy. It's an energetic detoxification. It's not a chemical detox. It's not like taking vitamins and supplements and detoxing from, whatever, milk thistle and all that kind of stuff. It's not like that. It's an energetic detox, but you need to do it. Because there's light and dark energy. Let's assign it another name. Good and bad energy. There's bad energy, there's dark energy. A lot of people live in dark energy. Some of them don't mean to. Some of them just live there because their subconscious has been programmed for dark things. The subconscious learns in repetition. pretty soon the subconscious memorizes it, and then it just feeds it to you. There's only the conscious, the subconscious, and superconscious. What does the superconscious do? It assists the subconscious. So if the subconscious is dark, the superconscious will give you intuitive thought. It will give you supporting elements so that negativity continues to unfold. This is why people with a criminal mindset keep doing criminal things. It becomes a habit. It becomes a lifestyle. It becomes the thing to do. And then the superconscious keeps feeding it to them. So the superconscious can be light or dark. The subjects or topics or items in your subconscious, the accumulation of all of your senses in your subconscious, can be light or dark. It's not necessarily wrong to be dark or wrong to be light or wrong to be good or wrong to be bad. It's not necessarily a right or wrong thing. It depends on what you apply it to. How are you applying this? What kind of results are you getting? If your subconscious is producing, negativity all the time, I guarantee you that the fruits of the tree that we talked about, right, are producing bad results. And pretty soon, you know what happens? People start to go like this. What is this? This is uptight. This is scared. This is fear. These are all the negative vibrations. What do you do when you're like this? You strike out. You strike out at people. Why? Because now you're living in defense. And what does defense turn into? It turns into offense. What does clarity turn into? It turns into calm. To coin an expression, go with the flow. It's flow state. Look it up. Flow state. It's a thing. Flow state increases productivity. It allows you to do more with less stress. It allows you high performance with very little exertion. Things come easily when you eliminate the negativity. I always use the windshield wiper like this because we have good thoughts, bad thoughts, good thoughts, bad thoughts. Hopefully your windshield wiper is malfunctioning so that it's good, 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 bad, good, 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 bad, like that, hopefully. Compulsiveness is another negative vibration. It leads to negative vibrations. Why? Because those are the knee-jerk reactions. Compulsiveness. Remember earlier I was talking about people going, "Oh, I can't help it. It just sucked me into it. I just got dragged into this drama." Compulsiveness. You don't choose it. It just happens. It's a reflex. It's a knee-jerk reaction. This happens through worry. It happens through fear, temptation, attraction, distractions. Anything that pulls your mind somewhere else without permission. Are you giving yourself permission to do these things? Probably not. It just happens, right? It's a reflex. It's a reflex. It's a response. It's a reaction. So, are you going to live a reactionary life or an intentional one? Let me explain the difference. Your life path unfolds for you like this. The kingdom is within. Everything is in here. Everything comes from here out and it unfolds for you, for your life, like this. Okay, life does not happen like this. It doesn't happen to you. If you think that everything is happening to you and you're reacting to everything because it's going like this, you're suffering from limited thinking. You're suffering from victim mentality. Victim mentality just means you see yourself as everything happening to you. Everything always happens to me. Oh my goodness. Like, here's another thing that happened to me that I have to deal with. Oh, there's another thing here I have to deal with. You see? Your life path is within. You came born with a life path. You don't have to choose your life path. I tried to fight off my life path for a long time. I wanted to do a lot of things in life. And I've accomplished those things. Those things bring me happiness because sometimes I want to produce records. Sometimes I want to consult. Sometimes I want to do this. Sometimes I want to do that. Whatever. Doesn't matter. But when I put my name in a Google search or whatever kind of search, right? When I search my name, I see everything I was fantasizing about when I was 12 years old. I look at life like a Baskin and Robbins. Why should I eat one flavor all my life and then they give me a thank you party, a gold watch, and I take a couple of cruises and die? To me, that's not a life. But that's me. You are you. You have your ideas of what you want to do. My advice is trust your crazy ideas. You have to trust your crazy ideas. That's intuition. That comes from the superconscious. You can say it another way. It comes from God. It comes from Source. It comes from Jesus Christ. It comes from Allah. It comes from the divine. However you want to say that, but that's where it comes from. I haven't given this scenario for a long time, but I'll give it to you now. You're driving down the street and you get that feeling. It's a feeling that you should turn right, but you have free will. You have free will. You can do whatever you want in the world, right? So you go, no, I'm not going to turn. And you go straight and then you get stuck in the traffic jam. What do you say? You go, I knew I should have turned right. Because you did know. You did know. You knew. But you dismissed it. So here's what I'll say. If you learn to trust that feeling more, and every time you get that feeling, just listen to it, just go with it, you will live a better life. Because the superconscious is enforcing or assisting what's in your subconscious. And whatever you believe in your subconscious will be accentuated by the superconscious, or let's say God, let's say Jesus Christ, let's say Allah, let's say Krishna, let's say whoever you believe, whatever you believe. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I believe my own things. I'm not here to push my beliefs on anybody, and I'm not here to tell you what to believe. You believe what you want. I'm telling you how this works. I'm telling you how this works, how the human being works. Because most people don't read the manual. There's an operating manual that comes with this. And the manual's getting better every day because they're finding out more and more and more. But I'm trying to explain the power that you have in here to bring things to you. So compulsiveness. Things you do without allowing permission. It just happens. You just can't help it. If it gets too bad, guess what happens? Then you need medical help. Well, you think you need medical help if you can't help yourself. But so many people are in therapy. Why? Because they go to someone else to solve the problem. They go out there to seek the help. The answers are in here. Jesus told you the kingdom is within. The answers are within. All you have to do is ask in here. That's all. Close your distractors. Close your distractors like this. Now ask, what shall I do about, how can I make $2,000 more this month? Whatever it is. You can ask for love. You can ask for a partner. You can ask for money. You can ask for a job. You can ask for a better body. You can ask to lose weight, to gain weight, to go to the gym. You can ask all of those things. And if you think money is the only way that you can obtain something, you're suffering from limited thinking. There's a myriad of ways, or let's say it another way. There's unlimited ways that things can come to you. But you have to ask. Many people don't ask because they don't believe. And the formula is ask, believe, receive. You have to believe in your asking. Ask, believe, receive. It's in the Bible. Mark 11:24. Ask, believe, receive. Whosoever shall ask, believing in what they're asking for, that they will receive it, will receive it. The reason why people don't always see it is because it doesn't always come the way you want it. Sometimes it comes in a different way. And that's why they say the how is always God's job. It may not come your way, but it's going to come. And when it does, it will come in such a way that you'll go, wow, what a coincidence. I just asked for this and it happened. Wow, what a coincidence. I was just talking about a steak dinner and I got invited out to dinner, like at a steakhouse. Wow, what a coincidence. When you put a belief in your subconscious, the superconscious starts bringing people into play, starts bringing situations into play, starts bringing opportunities into play. And you might see it as a, happenstance. Oh, this is just how, it's a coincidence. Really? When you take the baby steps towards something, the doors begin to open. Because we're all connected. Some people don't take the steps because of fear. So your life path unfolds like this, right? Fear slows it down. If it's too bad and if you're too afraid, it can stop, it can pause. Then when you get clear, it starts going smooth again. Things come easily. If something is not coming easily right now in your life, it's because you're preoccupied with too many negative thoughts. So, when you worry, when you fear, when you hate, when you lust, all of those things, a concentration happens. You begin to focus on these things. When concentration happens, concentration is the mental glue that binds you into this kind of thinking. It will either bind you into something good or it will bind you into something bad. So if you're resenting, it binds you into negativity. If you're being compulsive, your subconscious learns to be compulsive. Now you're reacting to everything. And when you concentrate on that process, when you focus on that process, it gives it power. Because now you have more energy behind it. That's the mental energy I was talking about earlier. And now you have the results of that compulsiveness. Oh, I was just in the store. I walked in for a couple of things. I walked out with $250 worth of stuff. How many times has that happened? Right? Whatever you concentrate on, you are going to empower. You are going to make whatever it is more powerful than if you did not focus on it. Awareness. Awareness is so important in life. Awareness takes you out of the box and allows you to look back in the box. So my executives, my professionals, right? A lot of them in the beginning, when they get pulled out of the box with awareness and they can see clearly like what everything is, sometimes they realize that, oh, I'm just a replaceable cog in the wheel, or like a replaceable component to the process. And at first it seems like that. But they didn't see it like that from the beginning, because why? Well, they jumped from high school right into college. Right into college, they went into their apprenticeship. Right from there, they went to another corporation, and then they climbed the ladder. And they've just been working all their lives. And then now around 40, 45, they're going, wait a minute, isn't there something better? Isn't there something more to life than just doing this for money, in the name of money? And then they come to me. And then we work on their awareness. We work on clearing this one. So there's clarity. So there's flow state. So that they can manage, because they manage a lot of people, because they manage a huge responsibility, that kind of thing. Awareness is seeing what it is really, not what it's presented to you as. Jordan Maxwell once said, nothing in the world works the way you think it does. Nothing. You think you know how it operates because it is shown to you this way. It is presented to you this way. But in the background, it's different. And sometimes we're attracted to the things that we think is like this, or this job is like this. This is a cool job. Then when you get in the job for a few years, you go, oh my goodness, yeah, I don't think I want to be a part of this. Because you start to see what it really is. And you start to see the masters that you serve. And sometimes when you see the masters that you serve and you realize, wow, this is not what I thought. Sometimes you leave, and sometimes you're stuck. And sometimes you're stuck because, well, it pays all this money. I'm not going to get this money if I leave, or where am I going to get this money if I leave? And so you continue and continue and continue, and the machine will chew you up and spit you out, because it's a machine, because it's the system. And if you're grounded in the physical matrix, in that system, and you're serving that system, and you don't have awareness, and your awareness is not as sharp as it could be, it's not as high as it could be, it's not as good as it could be, then you're working in an illusion. You're working under an illusion. Because you think it's one thing, but it's actually something else. You also become a slave to your creations. Be careful what you create. Be careful what you wish for. Some people, oh, I wish I had 10 properties. I wish I had a house. I wish I had this. I wish I had whatever it is. And then they get it. I thought a dream house, I thought a mansion was the thing for me. And then I bought the mansion. And pretty soon, in a matter of a few years, I'm like, man, this mansion stuff is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I don't think I want the mansion. Sell the mansion. I think I want the high rise. I think I want the condo. But the beauty in life is to get to try these things. Go ahead, buy the mansion. Live in the mansion, experience the mansion, then move on and go do the other thing. Some people just cling to whatever it is, right? And they fall in love with their investments, they fall in love with their car, they fall in love with inanimate things. I don't suggest you do that. God is in here. Whatever you call this, source, God, Jesus Christ, Allah, whatever, the creator, however you want to refer to it, but it's in here. You don't need anything. You don't need this. You don't need that. You can use this, use that. And get out of the ownership mentality. You don't have to own this and own that and own this and own that. It's a big responsibility. You can enjoy this. Enjoy that. I lease my car. I don't have to buy a car. I don't have to be an owner. I lease my car. You can't take it with you, no matter what. You can give it to somebody else. You can pass it on when your time is up. But you can't take it with you. So empower yourself now. Understand that if you're worshiping the system, the physical matrix, you're worshiping money. And that's the evil that they talk about in holy books, in the Bible, in the Bhagavad Gita. They're not talking about money is evil. Money is not evil. Worshiping money, worshiping an inanimate object, worshiping a credit card, worshiping a bank card, worshiping the system, bowing to the system, because you're stuck in the system and the system is all you see because you've been educated, indoctrinated into the system, and this is all you're capable of seeing. And this is the opposite of what's in here. The system is not of God. The system is the opposer. Because there's a separation of body and spirit. You can get everything you want from in here. There is only the conscious, subconscious, superconscious. The superconscious would be God. That's what you worship. The energy in here. You're a spirit within a body. Hi, Anna. Good evening. Lots of love to you guys in Bucharest. You're a spirit in a body. These things do things for you. This picks stuff up for me. It plays my guitar. It does all kinds of stuff. Okay, it puts on my glasses. When I take off my glasses, it'll put my glasses on. And all I have to do is think. All I have to do is give it a thought. Okay, take off my glasses. There you go. Right? Put on my glasses. All right, they put it on for me. But I'm not my body and I'm not my name. I'm the energy that lives in here. The intelligence that lives in here. And like I said yesterday, the word namaste means the divinity in me salutes the divinity in you. Are there good spirits and evil spirits? Yeah. Is there a war of good and evil going on? Kind of, sort of. Why? Because there's always been the opposite, the yin, the yang, the dark, the light. And you must have one to have the other. It's just that now we see more of it and we see it in real time. Okay? Jay is giving me the signal. Thank you, Anna. Jay is giving me the signal. See you tomorrow. Okay? So we're going to let our international feed go. We do this every morning, 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm not here to sell you anything, so there's no sales pitch. We just want to say thank you for